Hey guys, it's Clovis, and you were just looking at the intro to Shin Duel Monsters 2. Um, we got a little bit to talk about, so why don't we just get straight into the new game and I can explain while I'm skipping the dialogue, because obviously I'm not going to be reading it. I do not read Japanese fluently at all. So, a few people have asked me, you know, why don't you do a let's play? I want to see you do a let's play, commentary, etc. I had plans to do a more thorough let's play in the future, but I just noticed recently that I don't have any save files for my Japanese Duelist of the Roses copy, so I figured I'd beat the game, play through it, and considering I've had people ask me to do let's plays, I figured I may as well kill two birds with one stone. Actually, maybe three birds, because not only are we going to be playing it and I'll be able to get some save file cards back, but also I'll be able to show you guys some differences between the versions. You may have already spotted a bunch of them in the intro, actually. If not, maybe go back and look and see how many differences you can spot, because there's a handful. So here's a difference as well. You actually have access to 3 different alphabets in this version. You have the hiragana alphabet, the katakana alphabet, and the English alphabet, with a bunch of cool symbols and stuff like that. I could enter my name in katakana, but I'm just gonna do English for you guys. You guys know me to be Clovis, that's what you know me by, so I'm just gonna enter in the name Clovis. I'm pretty sure I remember what decks I get. You know what, let's give ourselves a tilde, because tildes are cool. Tildes make things cool. It also makes the characters seem passionate when they say my name. They're like, Clovis. Alright, so anyways, what we were talking about before. So, yeah, I don't really know exactly where to start with this game. There's a lot of different issues with censorship and stuff. You will see them come up in the future. I'm not sure if we'll be able to show everything off, but if we miss out a bunch of stuff towards the end, I can always go back in and demonstrate them after the thing's done. But for the most part, we're generally just going to, like, doing a casual let's play. You're going to be watching me play the game casually for the most part. Here are the 3 deck choices we've got. Now, I personally like all 3 of these decks. I've always wanted to use the Robotic Knight deck purely because I think it has a, really tight synergy. The plant deck is actually one of the best starter decks in the game, I would say, and it's probably the one people want me to use the most, so I might just go ahead and use this one. But the Illusory Gentleman J is one of the more interesting starter decks. It has one of the lower damages, but it's got a lot of cool power-ups. Not power-ups, sorry, but just in general, you know, non-monsters, like, has a couple decent traps and spells, which not a lot of the other classes have. A lot of the starter decks, half of them don't even have any traps at all. I hardly count a House of Adhesive Tape as a trap card. So yeah, part of me does want to pick Illusory Gentleman J, part of me wants to pick this. You know what, I'm just going to pick Illusory Gentleman J. Probably most of you are screaming at home to do the Fairy King Truesdale deck. But the Illusory Gentleman J is a deck probably not a lot of people would have used. I think it's one of the least popular decks, but it's actually... I think these 3 options are what my friend always got when he entered his name in the Power version. So every time I would go to his house and bring the game over and we'd start a new game, he'd usually pick from the Robotic Knight deck or this deck. I figured seeing as this is a unique playthrough, may as well use a unique deck. I'm not going to be doing stuff like cheating and stuff like that, but I will grind a little bit at the start of the game. I just want to show that off to some players, some viewers that might actually want to see that little early game boost. Some players might really, really appreciate being able to strengthen their deck up in the early stages of the game. So soon we're going to get the choice of picking either side. I'm actually going to pick the White Rose side first. There is one thing I want to show off with the White Rose side, but also I think Considering that's the easier side, if I finish assuming I'm going to finish both sides, it makes more sense for me to always pick the easier side and then go into the harder one. But again, I don't actually have any memory card data of the Japanese version, so this is completely new. I'm going to have to be getting all the cards myself. I could just look up a list of passwords and enter some in, but I don't know. I don't think you really need to do that. We can just do things the hard way. There's no problem. To be honest, we picked the side that's easier, and the first few duelists, you actually get some pretty good resources, especially with Taya. Taya has good cards for every deck, but we're not going to go there yet. Alright, so this is a bit of an issue with my PlayStation 2. It doesn't really like reading memory cards. The save's taking ages because there's no save on the card. If you notice, if I save now, it's a lot faster. There you go. Alright, cool. Now that we've saved, we can actually edit out. I would check my deck, but we'll just do it in the custom duel. Also, one thing I need to mention to you guys, you probably already know this if you know anything about Japanese games, but circle and cross are reversed. So every time I confirm something, I need to press circle, and every time I want to exit out of something, I press X. So if I went to press X here, that happens. So I need to press circle here. That can come up in the duel. You can make some pretty fatal mistakes. Alright, so this guy, pretty decent card. Nothing amazing about it, but it has a pretty cool attack animation. Apart from that though, nothing really special about it. It's just a generic... It's just a spellcaster with 1500 attack. That's 5 stars. Really not that great a card. But if we want to, we could technically duplicate it. We'll see. So this, it's like a mixed spellcaster deck, I guess. If you go class sort, there's a bunch of spellcasters, most of them being non-dark ones, actually. We also have some non-spellcasters here, some fusion material. Generally, you know, cards that I don't particularly want in the deck. So, yeah. As I mentioned though, we have quite a few spell cards. This is actually pretty big amount for a starter deck. 4 spell cards, 2 equips, and 2 traps. Honestly, any other starter deck would maybe have like 1 or 2 spells, and that's including stuff like, you know, Hinotama, Red Medicine. Some of the decks only will have 1 or 2 of these really bad ones. And then they generally only have 1 trap, like a weak trap like Eat Kaboon or something, and then 1, maybe 2 equips. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this deck actually ends up being. So yeah, this will be probably a boring part of the playthrough. That's why I'm getting it out the way now though. Because if anyone doesn't want to watch this, they can always just skip to the next episode if they're interested in continuing watching the duel. But this is, yeah, just mainly to show off how to get like a bit of boost to your deck at the start. The whole way that starter decks are set up, the whole reason why they're so weak is that, like, because you can do this, you can make them stronger. So they kind of put cards in the deck that make sense. Like, it's not too overpowered if you have 3 of them. Most of the time, if you do duplicate 3 of a certain card, you will end up straight up winning the game with it. But anyways, here on the screen, you notice some flavor text. And actually, you'll also see some more flavor text if I leave it idle on this guy. You'll also see more flavor text if I lose, if I win. Also when you hit low life points, and also when you're running low on turns, I believe. But yeah, there you go. There's the idle text. This guy laughs. Just this monster specifically, I think, will just always laugh every box, but it's different for different deck leaders, so maybe in the future we can show off the differences. If we ever rank anyone else up, we can go ahead and do that. Alright, well, not much of a choice here. We could actually play Zombie Dragon, but I'm gonna do this first. So yeah, we have an Oyami set up so that we can just, you know, use the damage and terrain movement advantage to just quickly surround the enemy. I'm not going to be spending too long trying to get good cards off this guy. But you notice you can always get fusion material as well, so... in the graveyard here, we can just check what he's played. The last two cards he played, he fused. So here we can see Marine Beast and this. Which means Fish and Aqua, I think, is Sea King Dragon. But I kind of want to get rid of all of the stuff in my deck, so... this will make Punched Eagle, but we don't actually want Punched Eagle. We'll do... yeah, this should make Zombie Dragon. In our defense though, if they play something that's quite powerful, you can always get it and then use it to reincarnate later if you wish. Ooh, Spirit of the Winds. Now that's a pretty good card. I like Spirit of the Winds. She's pretty cool. So here we actually have the option, like, you can attack directly, or if you want, you can destroy this, you know what I mean? If you want that card, you can destroy it. Here's another thing to mention. Up here, you actually have the option between, in the Japanese version, between picking the original Duel Masters names or the official card game. That's not an option in any of the English versions, because in the English version, all the games, like all the different versions of the card game, have the same names for all the cards and everything. Here, it won't make a difference. I'm not going to be using this feature too much. It only affects a few cards in the game anyways. Most of them are the same, regardless of what option you pick. So... So we can always stick Black Pendant on this guy. And then we can actually just attack this and send it to the graveyard. So that means the Spirit of the Wind will show up in the enemy graveyard slots, and then we have a chance to obtain it. And this method, again, you can do it with any starter deck. Some are better to grind than others. But also, actually, you can even level up your deck leader in this mode if you want. It is a pretty tedious process, but if you really want to, you can. Plant Fiend. Like, I could make Ray Spectre of Dawn, but I kind of want the movement advantage. And now he's gonna move here and attack me directly. Cool. Or not. He's just gonna blow up that Spirit of the Mountain with that Sea King Dragon. Or not. What even did he fuse there? I think I got something wrong here. Oh, not that it matters. We'll just end the duel here and see what we can get out of the graveyard slots. Ha 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 ha. That's another change as well. If you looked at the graveyard slot machine there, you would have noticed you can actually see the real start before it fades in. Normally, it builds up speed before you can actually see it, but in this, it just... there's no fade in, it just starts, you can see the whole thing. Alright. So, we kind of missed the Spirit of the Wind, but we got an Illusory Gentleman, which was cool. and we'll go in and do it again. After we save, of course. I won't do it too many times, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't find... I know this is not very interesting to watch. So I'll do a bit of a more quick rush here. It'd be very nice to be able to go around and level up. Or just, you know, use the illusory gentleman. And with the starter decks and all the fusions they do, it doesn't really take that many turns for the enemy to have a full graveyard anyway, so... Zombie, Fiend... The... Realistically, you want the enemy to play power-up cards. I think that's the best thing you can do, but also, the spell and trap cards in general are very good. Being able to duplicate them will make your deck way more stronger than duplicating most of your monsters. Unless it's a monster with like a really good effect. Like if you're duplicating your nature effect cards, obviously that's the strongest way to deal with that sort of stuff. Zombie warrior, alright. Or armored zombie, rather. This can obviously fuck us up. The description reads, it can instantly destroy zombies. So whatever that card attacks that will kill, but we should be able to just kill them next turn unless they destroy something of mine. There you go. So yeah, next turn we'll just be able to attack them. Unless he set a trap card, we can always check for that though, we'll see. Again, here we can just attack, like... Maybe it's a good card we want, and we can chuck it in our graveyard. Oh, sorry, it'll be in our graveyard slots at the end of the duel. That card we didn't particularly want it though, but it doesn't really matter. You never know, it could be, you know, a card we actually want sitting there. If we were to get multiple copies of, like, the cards that we're using, that would be good, but generally the AI just plays random crap. So yeah. Get another laugh out of it, because this guy is hilarious. And again, there's the start of the reels. And maybe, hopefully get another illusory gentleman. There we go, that's cool. Fortunately missed out on the 3 in a row, but... It would be friggin' awesome if you got a 3 in a row like Skull Knight, like something actually useful to the deck. Now there, I actually accidentally hit circle instead of X, and I assume that problem's gonna come up again in the future. But for now, we'll just finish this duel, we'll just play it out. We'll do one more last one, and then we'll move on from the boring ass grinding. Yeah, alright, we'll just do Mesmer Control. Mesmer Control is really good, by the way. 800 damage reduction is very powerful. It also stuns for a full turn, which I, you know, often forget because I just use it for the damage reduction, but... If you manage to duplicate that, I think you can just pretty much win the game with it. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but traps in this game are quite overpowered, so... Like, especially in context with the AI that just kind of attack them without really thinking twice about it. Ha. So we should have just enough damage to kill it. Beautiful. It's funny, this card, when I was a kid, I thought it was like... I thought that smoke was like hair. It kind of looks like a female, like, dead spirit. And that the pink smoke in that is like her hair. I don't know why I always thought that as a kid, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I doubt we'll be able to win it next turn, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, they just play more cards. Alright, that's very interesting. We may as well... that's 3 jewels in a row we've managed to put the black pendant on this card. And yeah, this deck has a peculiar amount of water cards. I don't exactly know why, but yeah, it just does. There's Starboy, Speak of the Devil. And we don't really have to attack here, because we're going to win the next turn anyways, but... Alright, so that'll be the last duel for the grinding. We could always go back later if we want. Like, if you fill your deck up with really good cards, you can go back here and do it again, and just get those good cards duplicated. For now, though, I'm just going to try and get an extra copy of Illusory Gentleman, and then we'll wrap it up. Didn't manage to do it. Actually, we did. Cool. Thank God. I was very nervous. After missing the first 2, the third one is like, yeah. It's already done, pretty much. Okay. Let's construct our deck, now that we've got a few extra cards in it. We'll actually get rid of some water ones. I don't really like water cards in a spellcaster deck, I'll tell you guys that much. So I'll actually just get rid of all these. We might have to put some back in. Ooh. Yeah, Lord of the Lamp we can chuck in. We'll find something we can replace. I think these. I'm just thinking. Yeah, well, this isn't really useful to us right now. We might be able to find a use for it later, but right now, not really. 2 Starboy. Yeah, so only really water cards here and that 1 reptile. Fake trap. We can always, yeah, drop our deck cost by chucking in a fake trap, but we don't actually need to. Remember, we picked the right white rose side, so until we get to Bakura, we'll be fine. So we'll just roll with this deck for now. In saying that, though, I'll get to Taya and want to edit the deck pretty much straight away as I finish Taya. I might even duel Taya more than once. Okay, so Anzu, or Taya, as we know her. What we could do is sit back and give her time to do all of her stuff, but I don't want to do that. I want to play a bit aggressive, so we can just quickly dispose of her, get a bunch of good cards off of her, and then move on. In a future playthrough, I might have this duel more long and drawn out, but yeah. Alright, this is cool. So I've actually got a pretty decent hand for this duel. I just fused these 2. Now, what I could do is play that fusion here, flip it up and attack here. But if I do this, then it starts a nice little pattern going. So now that this card's here, she's actually going to play to her side and then move it forward. And then what I can do is move like this. So now, because when her turn starts, she's going to attack it with this card, she won't move away from this tile. So she'll attack it with this card after having already moved her deck leader. This will get destroyed, assuming it's weaker, because Punished Eagle is more powerful than what she's likely to play here. And she would have already moved herself on the spot and not been able to move away, so we'll be able to attack her directly next turn, more than likely. Just trying to think of what we can actually play here, what the best option is. These cards kind of suck. Alright. Fuck it. Let's just do this one. Skelangel. Not bad. That card effect always confuses me. Alright, let's see what happens here. Of course. So we'll do the direct attack here, which will bring our life points down very, very low. And we might even be able to kill this and finish her off there. I don't know exactly what this is. I'm kind of actually hoping it's a spell card, because that'll be really good for us. Alright, this will finish her off. If that was like Solar Pure or something, it would have been really cool, because then we could have had a chance to get that in the slots. But I will go back to this duel. I think I'll duel her a few times. That way we can just move on and, you know, forget about that. I really want a Dancing Elf. In fact, I want multiple Dancing Elves, but... And you'll see why, I think, in a little bit. We wanna make this deck stronger than it should be. Just for fun. We don't really need to do it, but... Alright, so here's our first Rose card. Obviously, we'll be collecting all of them by the end of the playthrough. We could move on and duel Tristan here, but... we got unfinished business, guys. I just wanted to show you guys the power of starting on this side. I honestly, it doesn't matter what deck you have, you can get really good cards off of Taya. And the reason why is because her deck leader is Dancing Elf, which is like one of the best cards for like any fusion. So 1-star female, it's just a superpower really. Plant, zombie, that's not bad actually. It's always good when she uses power-ups, because you have a chance to get them. If she uses the Enchanted Javelin, you can't get it. But the Silver Bow and Arrow, you can. She used 2 of them, so we could be able to get one of them in the slots. We'll go ahead and do the same thing we did last time. A bit of a cheesy strat, but it just does make it a little bit easier. Okay, you guys are probably scratching your head like, this is a Let's Play, why is he just sitting here and abusing the game's mechanics? But this is kind of how I play the game, so yeah. Again, I don't know what this is, so... we're kind of running a risk by kind of leaving it here. Shouldn't be a big deal though. Alright, that sucks. I was kind of hoping that was a weaker card, like a Dancing Elf. But yeah, that card's going to hit us next turn, so we've got to be careful. Rain Temperature is a very strong card. That dispels attack increases and decreases. So if the enemy sticks a bunch of power-ups on a card, you can just go ahead and use that. Like, really good against the final bosses with Ryoku as well. Zombie, spellcast. God damn it. You know what we could do, actually? So this card actually turns the enemy card into a zombie, I think. And that will weaken this card that's on the mountain. And stop it from attacking us. On the contrary, we can just attack whatever's here and hope it dies so we can get it in graveyard slots. Cool. Alright, the enemy deck leader shows up in the graveyard slots anyways, but by destroying that, we actually have, we just have a higher chance of getting it in the graveyard slots. So now there'll be 2 in each reel rather than just 1. She's just going to stick that in defense rather than hit us directly, which is interesting. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to attack it anyways. In fact, you know what? Let's get rid of all of these pointless cards we don't need in case we draw something better. Damn it. I wanted to play spells. She has really good spells. She has like Tears of the Mermaid, Soul of the Pure. And that's another power-up, which is probably Enchanted Javelin. I think at this point we can probably just end the duel. Yeah, let's just end the duel. We can always just try again after. And hopefully get her to play something a bit cooler. Wait a minute. Alright, right. This card. I was like, what? Totally forgot about that, actually. Oh, shit. So that's a card we could have maybe benefited from having. Gyakutena Megami. Oh, I forgot about the spell biome. That's good, because I actually wanted to kill this and maybe get it in the graveyard slots. That's a pretty good card for, like, just casual play. Turns a lot of average cards into pretty special cards. Alright, so we definitely want that Dancing Elf. Although we didn't get one. We'll try again. We got one, and we'll try Gyakutena Megami, and we got it. Sick. Alright, let's do one more. One more duel against Taya. I want to get a good spell card off of her. If I can get Soul the Pure, I will be very, very, very happy. So mixing a fairy with a female will give you Dark Witch, in case you're wondering how that made Dark Witch. And it can be any female with a fairy. And that is why we kept this warrior in our hand, so I can make Punished Eagle here. Ooh, tricky, tricky. Alright, whatever. Key Mace is a really sick card as well, I like it. Well, ain't that a damn shame. We're gonna get owned now. We're gonna get bloody owned. Or not, we can actually just straight up kill this card. My bad. Kinda forgot we had that card there. Don't know if this will kill it, but screw it. Cool. So now we have a chance to get Tenderness. That card is also has a very, very, very powerful effect for single player mode. Halving damage is pretty disgusting, because then, you know, if you're attacking the enemy, you can always just switch it back to attack mode and then attack him. Yeah, we have to kind of put something here. Plant Female. Or Plant Fiend. Yeah, may as well just do Plant Fiend. And I'll actually attack here because I think once her life points are low enough, she'll actually just flip up and activate Soul of the Pure. So I'm just trying to get it to be a higher priority of her to draw that card and activate it. I could finish the duel here. I just want to sit for a little bit longer. Damn it. Alright, let's see. Well, let's just use Karibo, because then we don't lose any life points. Ooh, now that is a card you'd want to get in the slots. I'm pretty sure you can get this one in the slots. This Spellbind's all Fiends or Warriors. It's Warriors, I'm pretty sure. Or not. Maybe it's Fiends. No, it should be Warriors, yeah. Yeah, you can see on that second line. Anywho, if we manage to get that, it's a really, really powerful effect. So, we'll see. This card is also pretty powerful, but that will end the duel if we attack it here. I want to get whatever this card is. I reckon this is a pretty good card. Probably not, but you never know. It could even be Winged Trumpeter. There you go, there's Soul the Pure. You notice it looks a bit different. But yeah, this is Soul the Pure, guys. So, this is one of the... I think this is the first example you'd be looking at a card that the art's completely different. And I much prefer this card art, actually. It's really, really awesome. I think the name... I think this card, I'm reading the title, it's something along the lines of, like, Angel's Lifeblood. Like, Lifeblood of the Angel, I'm pretty sure is what it is saying. So, yeah, now you know what the card was originally called. So now that she's used that, we'll go ahead and close in on the victory. This card will also give a quick pounding to... just so that ends up in a graveyard slots. It may or may not. I know one of them does, one of them doesn't. There's a card that spellbinds Warriors, and a fairy card with chains that spellbinds Fiends. One of them you get in the slots, and the other one you can't. Alright, so let's go ahead and try and get that Lifeblood spell. Nope, didn't get it. Didn't get it, but we might get a 3 in a row. There we go. And we get a Gorgon's Eye. Alright, I guess we're using that instead then. Dear oh dear. Alright. Let's go ahead and save. And then let's go ahead and edit our deck, actually. So yeah, we kind of didn't actually want... Like, we kind of wanted to get the Angel's Lifeblood and stuff like that, but... you know, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. So... Let's take out some non-spellcasters. Some, you know what, just some cards we don't particularly want anymore. I think we're done with those cards. 2 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these, and you can even use Jakutan Megami with this card. 700 attack, boosted up to 1700, and then its defense to 2400. We've got plenty of fairies, so yeah, I don't see any harm in including Silver Bow and Arrow if we can find room for it. Let's get rid of a fake trap there, and Gorgon's Eye kind of ruins the game by making it a bit too easy, but who particularly cares? Zombie, Fiend, Fairy, yeah, pretty interesting deck we got here. We have Rogue Duel in that deck, don't we? So yeah, we can actually keep these Mechmaw zombies in there because this actually transforms the enemy into a zombie. So, yeah. You use that and then Rogue Duel to instantly kill him. Cool strats. Alright. I'm just trying to find what we can get rid of here. Yeah, this card sucks. Let's get rid of that. And we're pretty good. We should be fine for now. Alright, so let's go into the Tristan duel. And we can duel him, I guess, a couple times. It would be awesome if I could get Fairy Meteor Crush off of him. That's an awesome card I like using. It's one of those cards where it's like, it's powerful, but it's not too OP, so I don't have to feel guilty about using it and winning with it. Whereas a card like Gorgon's Eye, I mean, that just completely breaks the game, because the enemy will never get rid of it. Alright, what happens if we do this? That happens. Well, that's boring. I kind of wanted to attack that. I just wanted to move out the way. Female and Fairy. Dark Witch. If he attacks that, it would actually be pretty detrimental to us. Because he's going to turn that into a zombie now. The zombie's nice and powerful, powered up on that terrain. No big deal though, it's just a Fiend's Mirror. But yeah, you can see zombie. With that effect here, we've got the zombie card. This Fiend is now a zombie. God damn it. Alright. balls to the wall. We're going straight up in his face. He will get an attack off us here, but... Perfect. If we keep using this guy, eventually we might get some levels on him. Ooh, hello. This is a perfect fusion. So the Mystical Elf fusion with, of course, the Book of Secret Arts. Flip this shit up. Powers our light creatures up. Nice. So yeah, this card's already got a lot of damage, 2750, and then... this is a defense mode, so it's worth attacking, actually. If he has a card in defense mode in front of him, it's actually the only possibility, like... The only way to get any of the spell casts off of him is if you do that, so... Kind of just need to hope he plays them and just keep attacking stuff. There he played a 5-star card, so it might actually mean he's low on summoning power. Might mean he's more likely to play a spell or trap card. But he doesn't have traps, but you know what I mean. A non-monster. I think he gave up there. Nope, he was just waiting for summoning power to regenerate. So this is Patrician of Darkness, potentially. No? Okay. I was gonna say, because usually when the enemy have a card that's the same attack value as yours, they just make it sit there. Alright, well that was a pretty uneventful duel. That's what happens when you duel Tristan, but I was hoping you'd be able to play, like, Fairy Meteor Crush and we'd be able to grab it, maybe. We'll see what monsters he has in his graveyard. Might be able to get something useful here, maybe. Damn it. 1 off the 3 in a row. I don't think there's anything there I could have got. Apart from a 3 in a row that would have been worth it. I'm going to go in and duel him one more time. In hopes we get the Fairy Meteor Crush. If we don't, then we'll just reincarnate and then move on. But the ability to reincarnate early in the game is very, very powerful, because reincarnation gives you access to, like, some of the strongest cards in the game, even by, like, late game or, like, post-game standards. Perfect. So, first turn opening up with the trap is huge, purely because they're going to attack it and get damage reduction, but also, when you have your second turn start, you're able to actually play a 7-star card. So that's always nice. You know what? Yeah, we'll do this. Nice. Yeah. Garuzzi's. defense mode. Please be a spell. God damn it. I'm getting sick of your shit, Tristan. Just getting sick of your shit. I just wanted to play a spell. We can just leave this here and let it attack us. It's got 0 attack now, so... that card can attack us all at once. It's funny how when the card does damage, it just doesn't give you a number at all. Rather than 0, it just literally doesn't give you a number. Ooh, that's spicy. Nah, it's the Chakra Ritual. Zombie, Fiend, Female. Screw it, we'll do this. Did he give up? Alright, he's got 500 damage now. He's gonna hit me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just gave up on life, so... I guess pumpkin there would have been better, but... oh well. I'll just have to move some stuff out the way and see if he can play something. That could be Kanana Sword Mistress again. Nope, Leo Gun. Alright, cool. So we got a setup where he's not playing anything. So potentially... we've even got a Gorgon's Eye. We can actually, like, grind leveling up in this now, like, with that. That's kind of funny. I just want to play a third Illusory Gentleman out, and then... I'm kind of hoping we get an extra couple levels out of the Illusory Gentleman, if we're going to be taking the time to do this. Keep forgetting we have Musician King. Wait a minute. Am I missing something here? Is it really our last card to draw? The Illusory Gentleman? I don't think it died. It really has to be our last card. Yeah, well that sucks. Oh, alright. So, let's do this. So yeah, now we got 3 Illusory Gentlemans out. We also have 2 of these, conveniently, so this will actually level up And you know what? I'm just going to keep hitting start. So yeah, if you've seen the leveling guide before, you can do this. Normally I suggest you wait until you finish both sides and you can make the map and do it. But you can always do a technique like this where, against someone like Tristan, in certain situations they just stop playing cards. Just the way the AIs work is kind of interesting. If you want, you can also do the Gorgon's Eye method whenever someone's played their last card and you have them surrounded, and they're putting it in defense mode. You just put out a Gorgon's Eye and then it will stun that card so they can't select it to move, and then they won't. So every turn the AI skips will be a lot faster as long as they don't have any cards, they just double select their deck leader in their turn rather than moving their cursor around and doing all this weird stuff. So yeah, bear with me for a few minutes as I skip these turns, and then we'll see the results at the end of this. Alright, so finally, after all that turn skipping, we'll be able to see the results. So, if you're doing this method, you want 2 monsters face up on the field, skipping the whole turn minimum for 1 rank. If you only do it with 1 monster, it won't be enough. So yeah, we get a promotion for our deck leader, we go from 1 star to 2 stars. We should also get 1 star on the magical ghost. Yep. If it was only 1 magical ghost out on the field, we wouldn't have got it, but if you have 2, at least 2, and you do that, you usually get a rank up, so yeah. Alright, let us see what we can get. Nothing, I guess. Just by looking there wasn't really much I could have got. Best one would have probably been Garuzi's. Could reincarnate that and maybe get something cool. Alright, so now that I've got 5 wins, I can reincarnate, but before we do that, I'm gonna go to each of my memory cards and save. Each of the ones that work, at least. This one does not read in my Japanese PS2. My only Japanese memory card does not read in my Japanese PS2, which sucks. This will take a little bit to save. I probably should have kept this off thingy, but I did want to finish this video talking about reincarnation. And if I reincarnated before I duplicated them, then I wouldn't have been able to duplicate the reincarnate save, so alright, so let's go back and stick our normal memory card in. We have 5 jewels now total, so as long as we have a deck constructed on the right side of the screen, we can reincarnate. You can see on the bottom left. Before we move on though, quickly have a look at the 2 stars here. We still don't have any deck leaders. We won't be getting any for a while on a spellcaster, but We actually have a star on the Magical Ghost as well, as you can see. Again, no stars, but if we wanted to use that as a deck leader, we could. We can always rank this up more later down the track if we want. So, yeah. For now, though, deck cost-wise, we can always go up to the highest thing we have in Reincarnated. 43 is pretty good. You can get some pretty cool spell cards up here. 50 deck cost, you get some pretty cool spell cards, but I'm not really ready to sacrifice most of these cards. That's why I kind of wanted to duplicate them and show off some different ones. So for now, we'll just reincarnate Leogun and see what we get. You could get 3 completely trash cards. You could get 3 really, really good cards. You never know. Labyrinth Wall, good enough. Take something out here. Ooh. Actually, no, we'll go back to Class Sort, get rid of our Dragon. I know that's good for Dragon Zombie, but I want to eventually get rid of all the zombie cards anyways. Alright, so we'll save it now, and then, well, if it reads. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll reincarnate on all the memory cards I just duplicated. Again, I said I wouldn't really do trickier like this, but I just want to show you guys a method I use to replicate stuff. So yeah, we're going to be going into each of these save files and reincarnating. This does trivialize the game a little bit, but not completely. We'll just reincarnate Gorgon's Eye and see what we can get out of it. We get some really powerful cards, but nothing we really particularly want in this deck. Solomon's Law Book, though, is very good, so I can always transfer that. And Suijin. Suijin's like one of the most popular cards you can get in Reincarnation. If you're reincarnating anything 50 deck cost or above, you're probably going to get Suijin. So yeah, we just save and exit on the other memory card here. Enter in your next memory card. I actually have a video on this, by the way. The infinite reincarnation method. That's like a better strategy than this. This is literally just me using a bunch of different memory cards. There's nothing particularly remarkable about it. I just like to show off different deck costs, like the different ranges. So I'll do Yakutan Megami. Should get something around 40 deck cost here. And there you go, Tune Summon Skull. Very, very good card. And Hannibal Necromancer, not very good. That card is pretty crap. Can't say I'm a fan of Hannibal Necromancer. I like it, well, I want to like it more, but it's just not very useful, I think is what I mean. Design-wise, it's alright. You know, Hannibal Lecter, Hannibal Necromancer. We go lower. We've done a few higher ones, so we'll just go a little bit lower and see what we can reincarnate down here. Also, I did mention before, if you do a spell or a trap, you're slightly more likely to get a spell or trap in the reincarnation. These cards suck. Alright then. Alright, I deserved that for saying that. It gave me an extra one purely because I disrespected it. We'll just back out of this one without saving, and then I'll go back in and reincarnate again. I kind of want to show like the different ranges of cards you can get from different deck costs. The higher up you go, the better, because you know what you're going to get. Like, there's less higher deck cost cards. But when you reincarnate something around 20 deck costs, it's just all over the place. You can get some awesome cards at that lower deck cost though, so... Zone Eater. I like that card, I just don't really want it in this deck particularly. But getting lots of Aqua cards is kind of peculiar. You know what, we'll keep that one, we'll keep that. Gift of the Mystical Elf, or Holy Elf's Gift, I think in this is what it's called in this game, the Holy Elf. Yeah, we'll keep them. I'll only really transfer that card over. And I have one more memory card that I can do this on, so why not? We can try an even lower deck cost card, maybe. Not too low, though. You tend to get some, like, legitimate trash. If you do it too low, you'll start getting fake traps and stuff like that. Reincarnate the book. Armed Ninja. Sparks. So yeah, this wasn't worth it at all. Red medicine, huh? Alright. Okay then, we'll keep that. Alright, so now we've done all the reincarnation we've done. Again, if you wanted to, you could just sit there and reincarnate until you got all the cards you wanted. But I just thought I'd do a few to show. And now we've done it, we may as well transfer them over. Alright, so we go newcomer sort, and we can trade over our new cards. Empty that memory card out, put in the next one in the second slot, and then we just simply have to go back in and do the same thing. Rinse, repeat until we're done. Alright, so this is the last one. We're just going to transfer over these cards we got. We could have done a 50 deck cost card for all of them, if we really wanted to, and just had a crap ton of cards to choose from. We could have also sat there and, you know, for like half an hour to an hour getting the cards we wanted, but if I was going to do that, I may as well have just entered in the passwords of the cards that I wanted at the start of the game, so... Let's go back in and quickly check our deck, shall we? See what cards we got now. You notice we have a lot more higher deck cost cards. We can always just reincarnate these. But, you know what? Why don't we just completely get rid of all of this and work from scratch? Considering this is a dark spellcast, you know what? I'm actually going to use it. We'll chuck it in there. I know it's kind of cheesy to throw this in there, but I didn't actually try to reincarnate for it. I kind of just got it, so may as well use it, right? This deck needs more power-ups, though. Power-ups are always good. Kind of limited right now. Yeah, we'll include that. You know, Amoeba's actually not that bad, because that leaves the water tiles. I don't know. We got so many good water cards, but it's like, why? You know what I mean? May as well chuck a couple of these in there, because I did mention that whole Rogue Doll thing before. Yeah, Holy Doll. Instantly killing zombies. And... surely there's something else useful we can include. Like, I know these are good cards, but... oh, here we go. That's what I need. That card. Alright, so, let's look at our deck again. You can see it's significantly stronger than when we started. Still can improve. Still can improve. Alright, so I was going to end the episode here, actually, but... we can go back in and do a bit more grinding. I want to completely make sure I've got a deck that I really like, and then I can continue. I can continue like that for the rest of the playthrough without being too bothered. I wouldn't have to stop and grab anything from people. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. I don't know what he's gonna play, but... cool. Nah. Yeah, we'll just get rid of this. Oh shit, son! We just got wrecked. Alright, we're gonna die then. Or not? Yeah, it's spellbound. Alright, we're fine. Wind monsters to the rescue. You know what? Alright, this is good. We can demonstrate... Dark Elf, my favorite fusion. I'm kind of hoping this is a useful card here. I want to attack it. Fuck it. God damn it. Alright, whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna let him attack me, sorry. Might get a Destiny draw, you never know. We're only at 2 ranks, so probably not, but... Oh, he's gonna kill me here, I think. That is a fusion though, so... I don't know if it's gonna kill me or not. I could have activated the recovery there, but... I didn't. Yeah, sweet. Alright, let's see if we get Destiny draw. Nope. Yeah, see, if we attack there, we lose 50 life points and lose the duel. So, I'm just gonna do this. But yeah, you see, now that we got more powerful cards in our deck, you need to be a bit more careful when you are doing this stuff. Damn it, I really wanted to get a 3 over there. Spirit of the Winds, yes. Okay, so I could sit here and keep grinding on camera, but I won't. What I'll do is I'll grind off camera, and then I'll come back and I'll finish this Let's Play with a more cool, fancy deck. So... and then once we're done that, we've got all the grinding out the way, so you won't have to actually watch any of that again. You can just watch normal gameplay with an Illusory Gentleman deck. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.